Welcome back to the class, everyone. Today is going to be much less informational, but we need to talk about something. One of the better changes, one of the best changes maybe CG has ever done about something that, quite frankly, it should have been in the game for a long time, and that is conquest simming. So we just got the update of what our title update is going to be, and we were pretty skeptical on what was originally going to happen with this because we had a data mine about a week ago or so where we just had the words flashed, Conquest multi-sim button, and the immediate reaction, my immediate reaction was, oh, this is going to be behind the $30 pass because no one buys that. It's pretty commonly recognized that one of the better deals in the game is the $10 pass because you get significantly more rewards. You can kind of be more flexible with your schedule. You don't have to put as much time in, or maybe you can focus on something else within Conquest. But the $30 pack, pretty much nobody was buying because it really doesn't offer that much value. So we thought that what was going to happen was they were going to be like, all right, you people who are doing the $30 pass for when Conquest hits, we're going to let you sim all the treasure nodes in Conquest. But they didn't do that. For one of, like, I guess I'm a little surprised. We just did a stream with this, and there were a few people saying that putting this behind a paywall would have been super greedy. And while I don't necessarily disagree with that, this is kind of, and I'm not trying specifically to bash CG, they're a business, they're going to be wanting to make money. And that being said, I would have imagined this would have been behind a paywall because they're essentially trading time in game for money. But instead, they just gave it to everyone. And they even, I feel like CG sometimes has a problem with, they don't brag about the really good things they're doing. So props to them for actually shedding a lot of light on this rather than just putting it like at like a little footnote here, or maybe not even mentioning it all. They've done that before. But this is a big deal. This is a big deal, at least for my specific gameplay and a lot of the people that I play with that spend a lot of time in Conquest just autoing node after node after node after node for literally hours. Without exaggeration, I have put hours into just autoing Conquest battles specifically for the treasure nodes to finish my Datacron materials, and now I don't have to do that from here on out. And one of the other cool things, one of the suggestions that the community had kind of put, essentially bartering with CG, saying, hey, let us get red crate and then we can sim. They didn't even do that. You can just sim immediately. The only things that you can't do, there are some stipulations on this that do make sense because otherwise the game would essentially just die and go up in flames and be gone. It will not complete feats. This just makes sense. For me, let's say there's a feat out there that says you need 40 kills with Wookiees. That will probably be a feat this next time around. And I don't even have Wookiees geared above gear 8. It would not make any sense for me to be able to sim with my Wookiees and beat it when my Wookiees probably could never beat it at all. So, I mean, that's just fair. That shouldn't be really a thing. Simming will not use stamina. This one I'm a little shocked by because I feel like there should have been some way they could have gone in and been like, all right, you're going to sim. You can sim up to 10 times with this one team, but it's going to drain the stamina all the way down to 0, 10% or whatever per fight like it would in a normal battle. But they didn't do that. So that's really good too, because maybe if you're trying to get whatever materials you need to get straight out and you don't want to burn a team that you're going to need for a feat in, say, Sector 3 or Sector 4, you don't have that issue anymore. You can just go in, sim it, and save your good teams and their stamina for later on. So maybe this was a coding issue and they couldn't get it to code right, but either way, I don't really care. The fact that it's not using it is super great. And then simming will use Conquest Energy. This should have been a no-brainer, I guess. The only thing that I think this could have not been is worse if they just let it sim it for pure crystals, which is not what I want at all, which I guess in a sense is kind of what we're doing if we're buying crystal refreshes. But using Conquest Energy, I mean, that makes perfect sense. You would have to use it if you weren't simming it, so if you are simming it, you should probably have to be doing that too. And then it must manually complete node once to access simming capability. What I'm curious about here, and this probably isn't that big of a deal for most endgame accounts, but typically in the past to sim just about anything, you didn't have to manually complete it. You had to 3-star it at least once. This has been seen on the nodes as well as the assault battles, which are probably a little bit more recent. So I'm curious what they're going to do here. If you can just 1-star it with your weakest team ever and then go in and sim it time after time after time after time again to get all the goodies that you need. So again, for anyone who had any relevant or any interest at all in Datacrons, this is going to be huge because you can do it on, it looks like any node, not just treasure nodes, but I don't know why you would want to do it on any other node that isn't a treasure node, because it doesn't really impact feats at all. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. This is not only is this going to make conquest less of a chore, but it's probably going to let me enjoy the rest of the game more. If my time in game per day is going to go down from, say, I don't know, 2 hours to 1, just for quick maths, then that 1 hour I can enjoy whatever else that I'm doing, whether it be the crate raid, whether it be the rote TB that's going out. This is just a huge positive change, and maybe I'm just getting my hopes up, but this also just kind of makes me think that CG is listening to some regard, or to some aspect, because this was something that we had been asking for a few months now, really. Well, I guess ever since Datacrons came out, so probably a year or so now, and we're finally getting it. So that's just a great sign. And even the survey that they had out about the Crate Dragon raid, about the frequency of it, a lot of people, when they saw it, they're like, what's the point? They don't listen anyways. Well, they're probably listening on at least a very limited basis, and that's better than a lot of us thought. So really super excited about this. Great change, really player friendly, both for pay to play and free to play, really. Because it's really anyone who's going after Datacrons at all in any respect. Yeah. So super excited about it. And the rest of these changes are pretty good. Fleet loadouts, we talked about that a little bit earlier today in the video that was released. That's also a great change. Even just from a planning aspect, it's nice, because if you're trying to plan out things for GAC, you need 4 fleets total, depending on what division you're on, or 6 if you're in Kyber, and you can kind of already start selecting them out. See how you want things to go. It helps for building a roster. It's also nice for making videos, but that's relevant to like 12 people, I guess. But overall, it's super cool. Also, I don't really care about this, but it's nice that we have the option now to see the relic levels of the pilots when going in there. This could be a little bit helpful, specifically if you're using Biston and Cassian's ship. They look identical, but if you know that you have Cassian all the way built up and Biston's ship not at all built up, you can already immediately see the relics there and kind of judge that, so that's pretty nice. The TB stats, this is okay. This is probably a lot more beneficial to officers, specifically officers who mess around in TB, getting to see the exact stats. And for those of you who have some issues deploying, get prepared to get some DMs that you might not have been getting before, because it'll tell you exactly there. The only thing, I guess, only gripe about this that I would like to have known is separate this between fleet and other. Oh, actually, that's irrelevant now for road. Never mind. Forget what I said. One of the issues we had with the old TBs is we didn't know whose deployment was fleet and otherwise, but now it's all mixed together, so who cares? So yeah, very, very cool. As far as the new filter goes, this is something I'll have to get used to. I don't know. I guess it's better, but muscle memory tells me it's not, so it'll get better with time. The visualization of turn order, this is actually really good too. We used this earlier in our GAC battle, where it was really important with troopers, because I need to know if I need to use the TM move now or if I can hold it. Who's going to take a turn next? Is it going to be Veers? Is it going to be the enemy team? So overall, huge changes. And I know that like there's going to be other things, cash grabs and stuff in the future, but at least we get something. Like this is very nice. So CG, if you're watching this, you're probably not, but props to you. Good job. And for all those who are watching, I really encourage you to be encouraged by the state of the game and with some of the other things that are going on. There was one really positive thing that happened recently that's escaping me. But yeah, that'll be it for now. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, stay awesome.